They buried me in the water and I came, I knew. Now I'm baptized in blue.
Welcome to the Officer Autumn podcast, the only podcast designed specifically for female cops in mind. I hope you enjoy this podcast episode. What's up, everybody? I want to tell you about this sponsor for this podcast episode. It's called Craft Holsters. It's a brand that designs and makes genuine leather holsters. They get their material from European manufacturing, so it's all German and Italian leather. They're really cool. They do a lot of custom made products, and here's why I love them, is they actually have a lot of bags for us girls. And I actually have a couple, so you'll be seeing them on my social medias. I'm actually going to be doing a giveaway with one of them, so pay attention. But check out Craft Holsters. You can go check them out on Instagram. I'm going to have the link right in the show notes. You never know, they might have a bag or a holster that you like. What's up, ladies? Today we're going to be talking about preparing for the academy. I'm going to talk about your nerves, what you need to be doing to prepare, and all of the things. If you are headed into the academy, or maybe you are an officer, I want you to pay attention to the mastermind that we're going to be releasing. It's called She's an Asset. It's based on 3 pillars that every good police officer must master. That's shooting, defensive tactics or combatives, and your mindset, building confidence, having command presence. So pay attention to that, because that's going to be dropping. The doors are going to be opening very quickly for that. They will also be closing very quickly. We will fill up. There is a limited amount of space for us to keep this training nice and intimate. So pay attention to that. Okay, so let's dive on in. So the academy. The reason I'm here talking about it is I actually get DMs all the time on all of my socials, and it's a very popular topic. You know, before you become a police officer, the academy is just like the most daunting, exciting, nerve-wracking thing. Probably very similar to like boot camp if you're going to the military. Although I gotta just tell you, I think boot camp is 10 times worse than the police academy. And I've never been to boot camp. My god sister is in the Army. She's been to boot camp. I do believe what I went through was a walk in the fucking park compared to what she went through. I did go to an 18-week live-in academy. It was paramilitary style. We had to learn how to march and fucking about turn till my face come off. And, I did burpees until I didn't even know my middle name anymore. But it was, I don't know, it wasn't that bad, to be honest. I'm just being real. I think we build up the story in our head for our police academies. Not all of them. I mean, I know that there are some definitely hard ones out there. Maine tends to be a harder one, but it's definitely not, it's definitely not boot camp. So the first thing that I just want to prepare you for really is there's 2 aspects to it. It's really it's your mindset and your physical ability. And the thing about your physical ability is all the answers to that test. Going in, you're going to have to pass PT standards. And I see a lot of people get very nervous about that. But it's like, the answers to that test, so you need to prepare. Do not fucking procrastinate. Do not wait right up until like the last couple of weeks and think that you're going to go and work out a bunch and you're going to pass that PT test. I mean, it takes months to prep for a PT test if you are not already in shape. I mean, if you're somebody who already like works out consistently, 3, 4, 5 days a week, you can run no problem, push-ups are no problem, sit-ups are no problem, so doing like the jump or the body drag or whatever, weight drag, whatever you call it. It's different for everybody. Like, we never had to climb over a wall, but a lot of you guys have to do that now and whatever. But it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you know what you need to be doing, and you need to be doing exactly what you're preparing for. Now, obviously, there's a ton of different, coaches and programs that are going to get you PT ready. There's a lot of that out there. But at the end of the day, like, you can do what I did, which was good old fashioned fucking work. I just worked. I knew I had to do a certain amount of push-ups. And so I would do push-ups until I couldn't, which was about 2. And then I would do the rest on my knees, and I would do it every other day. And as I saw myself increasing the reps, I knew it was working, and I continued. Same thing with running. And now, of course, there's a bunch of different ways to do it, especially today. I know that you can use bands. I know that you can do a lot of lifting. There's a lot of different ways to do your push-ups. I'm not telling you I'm a pro at it. I'm not. I'm telling you I've done it. I did it the old school fucking just get it done way. Push-ups and me, we are not good. That is not anything I'm naturally good at. In fact, I reached out to one of my buddies last week, and I said, yo, my fucking push-ups suck. And he's a veteran in the military, and so and he's a cop, and we were talking about it, and he's like, yeah, I do this, and this. And I'm like, all right, like just some shortcuts, but it's nothing. It's like shortcuts, but it's exactly what I'm telling you. Like, you can't get around it. You got to do the work. And so many of us want to get around it. It's like, oh, what are all the shortcuts? You want to know what the shortcuts he told me? Do the fucking work. Like, just go do the work. Like, you're going to have to go until you can't do it anymore. Take a break and then do it again. Take a break and then do it again. Then do it on your knees. Like that's literally, what we talked about. Now, I don't want to get a bunch of DMs of you telling me all these ways you can get ready. I mean, that's for you guys to, find somebody who can help you. And that's for you if you are that coach and you can go and do your own marketing. But what I want you to know for the woman who's getting ready to go to the academy, I mean, that's a big answer. A lot of CrossFit, a lot of running, being able to sprint, being able to breathe, keep up. I remember I went and saw my doctor prior to go to the police academy, 3 months prior, and just, no, it was 6 months prior, because I was prepping for the academy and I was running like a mad woman, and my face would just get really, really red, and I felt like I couldn't breathe. Well, come to find out, I was just fucking out of shape. But go and get checked and make sure you can fucking breathe and all of that stuff. I mean, this is real stuff. That way in the academy, when I knew I couldn't breathe, I knew it was just anxiety, being honest. I always brought an inhaler. I had one in my bag or whatever, but I never ever used it. I've never used it again. It was really just me getting in my head. But sometimes we have to do those things. So if you're not working out, then this is your sign to get your ass working out. And it's fucking basic. Don't think you got to go and hire a personal coach, although you can. There's so much benefit to that, right? You hire a fucking coach. I'm a coach, and my clients hire me because I'm objective. I have a lot of tips and tricks and tools that's going to get them to the result they're looking for faster. But you don't have to hire a coach for anything, right? But you do to be better. So it's up to you. Do whatever you need to do. But if you don't have the money, then just don't stress about it. Don't get in your head about it. You just do the damn work. Go out there and you should be running every other day, for 5 days a week or whatever. And then you definitely need 1 to 2 rest days, and you need to be stretching on those rest days, and you need to be hydrating, and you need to be doing HIIT workouts, high intensity interval trainings. You've got to be doing some CrossFit. You've got to be doing all of the things to get yourself ready. The second thing is your mind has to be ready. But I do believe that these two go right hand in hand. Working out is going to help you to build a disciplined mind. And you have got to be disciplined if you want to be successful in anything, but specifically if you want to be a police officer and if you want to be successful in the academy. So be a lot of things that you have to do day in, day out that you don't want to do, but you got to do it. So getting your mind right, getting yourself prepared to be fucking yelled at and screamed at and belittled and made to feel like you are shit. Yeah, I'm going to be honest and tell you, I was 21 or 22. How old was I? 22 in the academy. And I grew up in a very Italian family. I was an asshole and a motherfucker my whole life. It meant nothing to me. Getting screamed at meant absolutely nothing to me because I was used to that. Now, I saw a lot of men, grown-ass men, crumble because of this, because they could not face the adversity. They could not face being told what to do every waking fucking second of their lives, having their cell phones taken away from them, being told that they're pieces of shit, being screamed at. They folded. And what I just want to prepare you for is that's a big mindset piece all on its own. And if you're unprepared to be able to handle that, that's on you, and you need to get prepared to be able to handle that. How do you? I really don't know, to be honest, because I grew up with that, but like maybe like looking inside of yourself and being like, okay, so when somebody is screaming at me, what does that mean? So for me, for an example, it means nothing, because in my family, when we scream, we could be fucking happy and pumped as fuck. We could be really excited. We could just be fucking excited to see you. We could be fucking pissed. Right? We could be pissed at you, or not even pissed at you, but just telling a story. Like screaming and raising your voice is just how we express ourselves, like the whole family. And so it just means nothing. It just means absolutely nothing to me. Screaming means nothing to me. You can be in my face screaming at me and it means nothing to me. But for some people who do not grow up like that, it means a lot to them. Does that make sense? It means a lot. So we just have to be prepared for that. We have to know these things. We have to like turn in and ask ourselves like, okay, like what does that mean? And can I change or rearrange the meaning in my mind? That's the mindset work. That's why you hire a mindset coach, because you have to prepare yourself for this shit. You've got to prepare yourself to go, like, how are you feeling about yourself? Because you're going to go and you're going to be told essentially that you're a piece of shit, and they're going to lay out all the reasons why you are a piece of shit too. And then you have to ask yourself can you handle that? Are you prepared to handle that? That's a big deal. If you don't believe in yourself, or maybe like you've never been told you're a piece of shit, or even if you have been told you're a piece of shit, but it's very triggering for you, you're going to have a hard time. These are all like fucking things a lot of people don't think about, they don't talk about. But if you got to get your mind right, and you've got to face those triggers head on, because I'm telling you, when you're so fucking exhausted / stressed out, and then they lay that on you and you're triggered like beyond control and you don't know what the fuck you're going to do, like, or how to handle it, that is not the time. That is not the time to be fucking dealing with that, because that's when people crumble, So yeah, I get a lot of questions about the police academy, and here's my answers. Like, get your mind right. I know we all get nervous. Your nerves are very, very common. We've all had them. I have a Facebook group. It's called Officer Autumn's Female Cops. You can come in. I've got I have a private group. It's called the Lady Sheepdog Club, and I have a whole entire training course preparing you for the academy, for the job, walking you through the academy, and then after the job shit. And we have a private group of women that you can talk to. It's all private. It's exclusive. It's not Facebook, that you can be a part of too if you feel like you need that extra support. The biggest thing for me is like, you're just not alone. You just have to know you're not alone. And you have to know that how you're feeling isn't weird. You're not a piece of shit, and you're not weak because you're scared. It's okay to be scared. Here's the difference. You have to be courageous. Courageous is feeling the fear and doing it anyways. You've got to be that. You don't get to be fucking scared and then stand still in your boots, fucking shaking like a leaf, because that equals you are not prepared for this job. And you have to ask yourself too, like, this is so much more than just a job. I mean, you are literally going out, and you can get pissed at me if you want, but you're going out there and you're a fucking soldier. And you're going out every day to fight in a fucking war. And that's, and cops will sit there and shake their head. I know they'll all agree. And if you're not a cop yet and that pisses you off, then you should really evaluate why the fuck you're becoming a cop, because that's what it is. It's a war on the streets. You go out and you go to war, and you are that fucking thin line between chaos and fucking, order. And it's the truth. And if you are so nervous that it incapacitates you to be able to even fucking think about going into the academy, then I promise you this job is not for you. Now, if it makes you nervous, but you can work through that, perfect. That's fine. We want human beings on the street. We don't need robots. Okay? I believe in you. I believe you can get past this. But these are real questions, my friend. Real questions you have to ask yourself. Okay? Because it's real out there, and we don't want anybody out there who cannot fucking do this job, and you don't want to be out there if you can't do this job. And there's a lot of other things that you can do within criminal justice that isn't the job if it's not a good fit and if you can't move through things, if that makes sense. Hope this was helpful. I mean, definitely fucking in your face. I don't know how to be any other way, really. I've tried to be nice. I mean, this is pretty nice. This is me being really nice. I'm just being honest about things. You know that I support you. You know, there's over 150 podcast episodes right here for free for you. My social media, go binge my TikToks, binge my IGTVs, binge my fucking reels. Like, there is so much good content for you on all of my platforms. It's much more than just for you to fucking take a look at and me to be like, hey, look at me. There's really good stuff out there. I'm always here for you. If you have specific questions, shoot me an email, autumn@autumnclifford.com. Pay attention for the mastermind. Even if you are not a police officer yet, this is everything you're going to want to fucking take this training. You're going to want to be a part of this because this is going to smoke any kind of academy training that you will have or you have had. All right, my friends, I will see you next time.